Hi everyone, so this is just a second video talking you through the specific instructions for the child development toy project, which you can see is here. So if you go into May 4th to May 8th, you're going to click on this link here, and it's going to bring up two different files. The first one is the assignment itself, so we'll start with that. And essentially what you're being asked to do is to create a toy or game or some kind of craft that encourages development in children. So what you're going to do is fill in the chart below that the toy kind of touches upon. So how would the toy help aid in intellectual development? What age is the toy for? Would it aid in physical development, social development, emotional development, and theorists, which I'll talk about in a minute, this toy would relate to, and materials needed to make the toy. Now, obviously, I'm aware that your access to shops to get materials is limited. So unlike in previous years when this project's been carried out, I don't necessarily expect you to make the toy, although of course you could if you've got that ability, and then take a picture of it or show it to me in a video you make yourselves. So those are the stages you need to go through for this project, and obviously fill out these kind of questions as well. Is it appealing to children? So has it got color? Is it user friendly? Is it easy to use? Is it safe? There are no small parts that children could swallow. Is it good for parallel play or cooperative play? So in other words, children normally before the ages of 2 or 3, what they do is they parallel play. They play with toys side by side, but they don't really interact with each other. Or is it more a toy for children of an older age where they could actually develop social skills playing with each other? And finally, does it require some imagination? The third stage of the project is a demonstration of how your toy would work. Now, again, you could demonstrate that in a video you make. I think most of you, what you want to do is just do a write-up, a paragraph explaining how the toy would be used, how it would aid in child development. Lastly, you see here is a rubric that has been made. Just take a look at this. It's broken down into 3 sections: knowledge and understanding, so showing knowledge of how the toy aids in development. The chart above has been filled out, and you make a connection to a theorist. With thinking and inquiry, you've shown exceptional critical thinking in choosing the toy you've made and how it connects to those 4 areas of development, so social, physical, intellectual, so intellectual, physical, social, and emotional. There we go. And then the application, so the creation of the toy, whether that's something you draw, something you make, something you talk about, that would be the application of it, and the explanation, the paragraph that you're going to write on how it would be used to encourage development. The second file, so I'm just going to close this down, is what's going to help you with the theorist section. So this talks about Piaget, which most of you are familiar with now, so an idea of where kids are at different ages. We've looked at him before. Then there's this guy, Lev Vygotsky, the zone of proximity. Very quickly, I know this is not ideal to talk about in about 30 seconds. The idea is you've learned previous skills before you move on to more complex skills. So, for instance, if you are going to draw a beautiful picture, you've mastered how to draw stickmen before. So it's kind of like building your skills slowly, step by step. Erik Erikson, again, look at him. We're familiar with him from previous lessons. And Fraser Mustard, Dr. Fraser Mustard, I've talked about in the slideshow. There's a couple of videos in the PowerPoint. Really important guy, was Canadian. And it's the idea of children having access to healthy food, free play, having the ability to be creative in their play. And again, at the bottom here, talks about the 5 stages of development. Moral you could include as well. So the idea of doing right and wrong, that is also an important factor. But really in your project, focus on these 4 here. So this is an important document, kind of just breaking that down. I know it's not ideal just kind of explaining such an important, such a complex section of the course in about 4 minutes, but this is where we're at. So again, do your best, guys. I know you guys will do really well. I will obviously mark this with an understanding that we haven't had proper class lessons on this, so I'll be very, very generous with my marking on that, especially with the use of the theorists. So do your best, have fun with this, email me any questions. Best of luck, guys. I know you're going to rock it. Okay, bye-bye.